Most trading videos flex results but never actually show how they got there. In this one, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I trade using automated systems and, more importantly, how I keep them profitable and adapting as markets change. I've been trading over 10 years using EAs for the past 6, and I've built a system that actually works long term. I'll break down my full process, start to finish, how I build bots that last, how I decide which pairs to run, and the tools I use to make everything repeatable and simple. If you've ever wanted to see what it takes to build a sustainable trading algorithm, this is it. Let's dive in. Before we jump into building and running your strategy, I want to cover something that most traders skip: your mindset and expectations. Automated trading isn't magic. It's not a plug and play money machine. It's a tool. And like any tool, it only works if you use it right. There are 3 big mindset shifts you need to get this right. Number 1, it's not about perfection. It's about probabilities and consistency. No EA wins all the time. Most bots actually fail after just a few months. The ones that last are built on solid risk management and consistency and staying in sync with the market. If you're expecting 100% win rates and hands-free profits every single day, this probably just isn't for you. 2, you still have to think like a trader. Just because it's automated doesn't mean it's set it and forget it. You still need to monitor performance, tweak settings, adapt to market shifts, and manage your risk like a pro. Automation saves you time, not responsibility. Number 3, there's no holy grail bot. There's no single EA that works in every market all the time. That's why I don't just run one strategy, I run a portfolio of EAs across different pairs and conditions. I constantly modify existing strategies, and I'm always experimenting with new concepts and ideas that become the strategies of tomorrow. That's the real secret to staying profitable long term. Keep all of this in mind as you go through your automated trading journey. It makes a huge difference. Now, before I run any EA live, I spend time researching and testing to find strategies that actually work. Manual testing strategies can be a nightmare, running one backtest at a time and still not knowing if it'll be profitable long term. That's why we created Portfolio Builder. It automates the process, running multiple tests at once so I can quickly filter out weak setups and focus on the strongest ones. It allows me to build diversified portfolios that adapt to different market conditions, making it easier to stay profitable and consistent. Before you even start building or testing anything, you need to get clear on your goal. That's going to shape everything from here on out. Are you trying to build a long-term portfolio for steady, consistent growth? Maybe inside of a retirement account or tax-deferred account? Are you trying to intraday trade and use this account as an income opportunity or to replace your full-time job? Are you trying to pass a prop firm challenge so that you can trade with more capital? What's the leverage for the account that you're going to be trading with? Is it a cent account? Is it a standard live funds account? Is it a prop firm account? Once you know the goal, then you can define what success actually looks like. Is it consistent profits, low drawdown, fast growth, hitting prop firm targets while staying within the rules? Whatever it is, that definition is going to guide all of your decisions, from strategy to testing to how you manage the risk. Okay guys, so now we're inside of Portfolio Builder here. This is a key part of what I do to build a sustainable system and an automated system, and one that can scale so that I can create new accounts. I can run experiments on new strategies. I can re-optimize my existing accounts on a regular basis. It's all because of this extremely powerful tool. So let's get right into it. I'm going to jump actually into MetaTrader to start. So typically how you would backtest an EA, for example, in MetaTrader would be you would use the strategy tester that's built into MetaTrader. You would tell MetaTrader what symbol you want to test, in this case, Euro USD. You would then say the time period that you want to test. And it could be basically, let's say, year to date. Let's go all the way from January to today. And then you would say the account size, the leverage, right? These are all parts of the beginning of the video where I talked about the goals of what you're trying to accomplish as it's related to this test and what type of portfolio you're going to build. You need to understand that so you can put in your backtest dates. The walk forward analysis, super important to maintaining and building EAs and trading algorithms that actually last and are built to be profitable in the market. If you're not doing a walk forward analysis, you are not properly backtesting. A walk forward analysis is what's going to actually stop the optimization and then run forward with the results without tinkering with the algorithm itself to ensure that what was optimized in the past continues to play out into the future. So traditionally speaking, this is what we would set up in our world. With the EA that we have, this particular one is called Banker EA. We do a custom max optimization. That's because the EA itself actually has a scoring mechanism to understand which set files are good or not, and we'll cover that a bit more later. And then it would come down to the inputs. So these are all the inputs that make the EA decide when to trade. It could be based on the EMA, could be the RSI, could be ADX, could be a confluence of all of those things. So many different ways to modify the EA here. And then you would tell it what you want to optimize for. So you would say like, hey, I want this to trade using the EMA. So we'll set EMA to true. And the time frames, I don't know what time frame I want to use. So I want to test variations of the 1 minute EMA all the way to the 1 day EMA. And then I also don't know if I want, what periods would be best for the EMA, the 4860 all the way up to the 105200. So let's test all the different variations. And those alone, there's 7 different variations of the EMA timeframes, and there's 5 different variations of the different periods. So that alone is a significant number of different combinations and variations between those 2 variables. When you start adding in more variables, this particular optimization, which is quite random to be fair, I'll load an optimization file for, let's say, our trend strategy. So these are optimizations that are included in our members community so that our members don't have to create their own. They can, and they do, that are unique to their own style. But we also provide what I just did. You just loaded that right in, and the optimization is completely set up automatically. And this has a, still quite a large number of potential combinations for different variations that are going to be tested. But traditionally what you would do in MetaTrader is I would click start, and that would begin the optimization. And you'll see this load for a bit while it determines how many different variations and how long this particular backtest is going to take. And it's going to take a significant amount of time. Although this is a fast machine that I'm running on, we are doing slow complete algorithm, which means it's going to test every possible variation. There are other versions that will only test a certain number of variations. So for this, okay, this isn't too bad. This is a short, the files that we put in to our community are meant to be obtainable for our community, even if you don't have an extremely high power VPS to use. But this is looking like about 20 minutes. So at the end of that back test, what you would do next when that completed, if it took 20 to 30 minutes, and again, this is a very high power machine, your machine probably, potentially could take longer. I would then go back and say, okay, that's great that I have those results. I now want to run a test on gold, XAU, USD. And I would run through that whole thing. I would click start, and then it would run for another 30 minutes. That would be a game of me running back and forth to my computer every 30 minutes to do the next pair and the next pair and the next pair. What Portfolio Builder does is it actually allows you to put a list of all of the pairs, indices, cryptos that you want to test. And when it completes one, it'll package up all of those results and put it into a folder somewhere, and then immediately begin the next test and the next one and the next one. And you can do this for dozens of different tests. So I press start here one time. Let me actually close up MetaTrader. I'll click start here one time, and it will run the test, complete it, and then move on to the next one without me lifting a finger. So I can walk away from my computer, I can run this overnight, come back the next morning, and everything is done. The next thing that Auto Tester is going to do will actually be to generate the set files and rank them. Here's the POW score. It's going to rank them by POW score across all of the different tests that I've run. So in this example, I've run 4 tests: GU trend, US 30 trend, UJ trend, and gold trend. So these are 4, all of these are running trend strategies. So they're only going to trade in line with the direction that the trend is going using the EMA, the moving average. And that was tested against 3 different currency pairs and 1 indice, the US 30. Now from here, each of these tests, as I click, you'll see the results on the bottom are changing. Those are all different unique set files that are ranked by the POW score to tell us which of those set files are best. I can look through now the total profit that was made in the back test, the estimated weekly profit. I can see recovery factor. I can see all kinds of things. How many trades were taken in the back test versus the forward test. So I'll analyze these with human eyes now. We've done a lot of automation here, but I do want to validate that these are what they're supposed to be. I can now click through here and say, hey, I would like to, I'm interested in these 4 or 5 sets. I click generate set, and those set files then get saved into my computer somewhere. And I can do that across all of the different tests that I've run. Okay, so now what happens is that gets moved into set compare. So all of those sets that I've selected now live in this directory. And now what I get to do, and this is where the real magic happens, is I can select multiple set files. Right now I have a couple selected, and I can now set a global drawdown value. So let's say I am running a prop firm challenge that has a maximum drawdown of 5% on a 100K account. That would be $5,000 of drawdown. So I want to be able to combine multiple set files into one single account And the combination of drawdown across all of those accounts should never exceed $4,000. That gives me an extra $1,000 of buffer against the prop firm rules. I can now go through and say, hey, these are all of the different trend set files that were selected. I would never pick two in the same pair. So an OddCAD trend, ZChef, and UJ. Let's say these are the 3 set files that I'm interested in running. I now hit compare set files, and there are no instances where the combination of those 3 set files in my backtest ever drew down more than $4,000. Yet the profit in August would have been $5,000, September would have been $5,000, October would have been close to $5,000. Very, very consistent here, and then in through December and January. And by the way, guys, this is an older backtest that I'd run, so that's why it doesn't go through to the current date. But I think you get the point, right? So all in all, this set made 27% in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-month period. A little less than 7 months because it doesn't look like July was a full month. It made 27% and never drew down more than 4% in that entire test. This would have passed prop firm challenges up to around 3 times. If it's an 8% target, you would have passed phase 1 3 times. Phase 1 and phase 2 would have been passed here between August and September, October. So point being, this gives you a really clear indication of how strong these set files are. Now, I do want to show you, if I move that drawdown to 1,000, let's make it a low number. It will actually show you all of the times that it drew down about 1%. With the combination of the, so there are 20 times over a 6-month period that it drew down more than 1%. Let's move that to 2%. There were only 2 times this portfolio drew down more than 2% in the last 6 months. So think of how powerful and amazing that is when it comes to understanding the expectations and the realities of the set files and the portfolios you're creating and going to put onto the market. So the next step I would do here is click Export Profile. And this is a profile that then gets uploaded into MetaTrader and will add the charts onto your account and attach the EA to the charts. And that account is now ready to run. So when I look at establishing my accounts that I'm going to be using moving forward for any objective or goal, whether it's prop firm trading or if it's for long-term sustainability inside of an investment account or all the other ones that I spoke about, I'm able to do that at scale because I can go into Auto Tester and build in dozens and dozens and dozens of different tests across different pairs, different strategies, different risk appetites, different length of time for the test. Some of them can be a year-long test. Some of them can be a month-long test. So I can do all of that and do the preload work ahead of time to build out those strategies in line with the different goals and objectives, lump them all together into Auto Tester, and simply click Start. Auto Tester will then run through all of the tests automatically, and then it will produce out the results inside of Set Generator that I need to sift through all of those different results that came out. So typically what will happen at the end of a backtest is you'll get tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of results, and a traditional trader would go through in an Excel spreadsheet and try to filter and sort through those. But what Set Generator does here is it actually then gives me all of the different set files that I can select that I might want to use along with the corresponding POW score. So I can sift through these at a glance, and this list can be extensively long across all kinds of different strategies and different pairs. And after I then select the ones that I'm interested in using, I then simply go into Set Compare, and I figure out of all of the different good sets and strategies that I have, if I mix them and combine them, I can now build portfolios. So portfolio 1 might include this trend set and this trend set, at which point I would click Compare Set Files. And there are no instances where the combination of those 2 set files ever drew down more than $2,000. What about $1,000? Okay, there were 6 instances in a 6-month period where those 2 sets drew down more than 1%, and the maximal of all of that was about 1.6%. And here are the results on a monthly basis of that portfolio. Now, maybe I want to be more risky than that. So that's 2 set files on one account. Let's add a gold trend onto that and compare sets. Okay, now I've got 3 different sets running on the same account, and I can see holistically how that might have impacted my overall drawdown and profitability over the last 6 months. So if I repeat this process on a regular basis, my ability to backtest at scale and then understand the results of that backtest and create diversified portfolios is basically unlimited. Now what I would do is move on to the next part, which is putting these into demo accounts and starting to test those in demo environments, get a feel for how they run, how they operate, build up my confidence, and then move those into live accounts or prop trading accounts. So now that you've built a solid portfolio of EAs and set files using Portfolio Builder, and you're seeing success in your testing, it's time to take the next step and run real-time tests in live market conditions. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go deposit all of your funds into a live funds account immediately, or go purchase a bunch of challenges or funded accounts, put your EAs on them and run them immediately. That would be completely reckless. The first step here is to actually run tests on demo accounts. So here's what you need to do. First, set up the demo account with the same conditions as your potential live account. Same pairs, same risk management settings, same timeframes, and then begin to track the performance. This is where you need to pay attention to things like spreads, slippage, execution speed. Most demo accounts won't simulate things perfectly, but they'll give you a good idea of how those portfolios are going to play out in the real markets. So you'll want to analyze your results over time, look beyond just profits, and look at drawdown, consistency, and any patterns or performance. How does this strategy behave as the markets are changing? This will give you a clearer picture of whether your EA is truly viable for long-term trading. Once you're comfortable with your real-time demo results, you'll be in a much better position to make the decision of whether to move forward with funded accounts or live funds. You might determine that some of the portfolios are better for live funds, whereas others might be better for prop firm challenges. Okay, let's jump into the whiteboard and I'll give you a visual of kind of how this process works in my mind. So here it is in the beginning. At the top of this, you have Portfolio Builder. That's PB. PB is responsible, as you saw, for producing very quickly and through automation a huge number of different portfolios. Portfolio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's say, right? All of these now go into demo accounts. So we're going to put these on demo and we're going to let them run. And we're going to get comfortable with how they operate in the live markets, or in a demo account actually, but in the real, in the real markets, not just a back test, right? So what we're going to do here is, after a short period of time, we're going to determine, well, I like that one. I like that one. I don't like that one or that one. And these two are good, right? At that point, the two that you don't like now need to be pushed back up through Portfolio Builder immediately, and they get re-optimized, and it will hopefully produce 2 more portfolios to begin testing with later on. The ones that you do like, you're going to let continue to run indefinitely in the markets, but then you're going to, as your confidence gets up on those and you start to really understand what they're capable, you're then going to copy trade those using a tool like Social Trader Tools, FX Blue, something like that, right? You're going to use copy trading tools to then copy trade these accounts into your live accounts, or your prop firm, or your Darwin X, whatever it is. So let me clear this out and we'll reinstate this. So at the top of this, you have all of your different demo accounts running, however many there are that you're able to collect. And then on the bottom here, you've got your live funds pool. And this could be prop firms. It could be live, just regular accounts, could be Cent accounts, could be Darwin X, whatever it is. Now, with a Cent account, for example, you've got more leverage. You've got more drawdown room because it's a live account. It's not a prop firm account. You don't have the rules. So you might determine that, well, you really like 8, 6, and 5. You're going to copy all 3 of those into your Cent account. And that's going to increase the overall profitability of that particular account. For the prop firm account, you might say, hey, we're not going to be that aggressive. And actually set 1 is pretty modest. It makes gains, but a drawdown's not too crazy. So that's the one I want to copy into my prop firm account. For Darwin X, you're going to choose which ones will fit best there. And for live, you're going to choose which ones best fit for there. You might also have a retirement account. You might say, hey, that one, I have a specialized set. It's number 3. It's trading a very unique way, specifically because it's a retirement account. I want it to be ultra conservative, long-term thinking, right? So that's the way that would look. What ends up happening here is you've got the ability to continue adding to that demo pool. So the demo pool that started, like this, with just a handful of demo accounts, might grow because you're going to continue pooling them in with Portfolio Builder, and you're going to have tons of demo accounts here. And as markets change, you're in January and you're like, this one's working well, this one, and this one. But then all of a sudden things change. That one's not doing so great. Neither are any of these. But this one all of a sudden, and this one are doing very well. This one's doing extremely well. So you're going to turn off the copiers of those. These ones get turned off. All of those are off. And these ones, get switched on, right? And now you move those into your live funds accounts. So you've got this dynamic ability to modify, and you've got so much data, and you have so much confidence in everything you're running. You're just switching the accounts that you're copying onto your live funds. You're switching what's going on to your prop capital, and you've got a really good baseline of all these different accounts running. And you've got data building on Social Trader Tools or MyFX Book where you can see the history of them. You understand the types of markets where certain accounts do well and others don't. And at your arsenal, you've got 20, 30, 40, 50 demo accounts available to copy trade into your live funds and prop trade accounts. That is the foundation for extreme sustainability and profitability in any market, and always being confident in what you're putting forth into your automated trading. So now that you've defined your goals, researched and tested your strategies, built a diversified portfolio, and successfully run real-time tests on demo accounts, it's time to go live. Start by migrating your successful demo setups to your live accounts, whether they're personal, prop firm challenges, funded accounts, or whatever it is that you're going to be pushing your demo accounts to. It's important to proceed cautiously and scale gradually. The best way to do this is by setting up a copy trader through a tool like Social Trader Tools. This way you can keep your demo accounts running exactly how they are today and simply copy those trades into one or multiple different live funds or prop firm accounts. Even though you've seen success in demo testing, live trading introduces all kinds of new challenges, particularly your emotions. In demo accounts, you're trading with virtual funds, so there's no real emotional pressure. But with real money on the line, emotions like fear, greed, and stress can impact your decision making. Be aware of how those emotions may affect your trading, and stay disciplined and stick to your trading plan. One of the key factors to long-term success in trading is having a support system in place. Trading can be really lonely and really stressful at times, so it's really important to surround yourself with like-minded traders who can offer advice, share experiences, provide motivation, and really collectively come together to help you get past rough patches when things get really tough. To make things a bit easier on you, if you want access to POW so you can use powerful tools like Portfolio Builder, leverage our pre-built set files that are re-optimized by us every 90 days, and tap into our active community of traders, click the link in the description and apply now. Right now, you can also take advantage of our instant funding offer. You'll get direct access to a $50,000 funded trading account. No challenges, no delays. Delivered within 48 hours of signing up for our community. Plus, you get access to POW Banker EA, Red Alert EA, Portfolio Builder, and access to all of our training modules and courses. It's everything you need to succeed in automated trading. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be posting more content just like this to help you succeed in the world of automated trading and achieve lasting success. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.